been a minute since we've seen you.
No, yeah, a lot has happened. A lot's going on. So I'm happy to be back.
No, we're actually, and we're here to talk about it. We've seen that you're. I was telling you when you got here, I was like, that quality from last time that we seen you
Yeah,
has taken you definitely to a whole nother level,
a
bro.
hundred
Like a
percent,
whole nother level.
100%. And that's really that's shout out to the Nine and Never guys, Jake, Dylan. There's two Jakes really. They're masterminds, man. They're really really good at what they do. So it's a blessing to be surrounded by those kinds of
For
people.
sure.
Yeah.
Is that something that, so I guess like with your, when it comes to like your quality within your photos and videos, is that something that your whole team has put together, worked together and talked about, or when did that start for you?
Yeah, I mean, really, we pretty much all got together, me, D Cook, everybody that I work with, and we're like, what what can separate myself as an artist from other artists and other people. I
Exactly.
think one thing that we were lacking at the time was definitely that visual quality. Um, and now it's dope because now like when I run into other artists and things like that, that's the first thing that they
They
talk
tell you?
about. Yeah,
Yeah.
so it's had more people tap into the music and really just it looks better as a whole. You know,
Exactly.
presentation
Your
is super
image.
important. Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So I think yeah, you know, since the last time we met, really put a dope team together. Everybody's the best at what they do, and so you know it's just staying consistent from there. But it's been
Exactly.
awesome.
How do you go about like choosing? Because the music, yeah, the visuals is insane. How do you come up with the creativity about that? Is that mainly you or the artist or both?
It's
How do you guys go about that?
it's a mix. So really, what it is I have you know for all music that I put out, obviously I have a creative vision behind it, and so I'll tell pretty much the people that we're working with exactly what that is,
Mm-hmm.
and then they'll execute it. So
Mm-hmm.
it's super super cool. You know, we have a lot of creative direction on my end, obviously, and then they pretty much give their input, pretty much take whatever my vision is and bring it to the next level. So it's a
Exactly.
beautiful process. It
And
works
it,
really
I
well.
mean, it helps you guys all like kind of push each other to, push you mainly to get stuff done and put your work out there. So,
100%, yeah.
so
No, it's yeah, you know, and we all try a lot of new things. So it's really just about getting better together, you know, as
every
a
time,
whole.
yeah,
So
keep growing.
no,
Yeah.
absolutely.
I know you dropped your latest project was it in May, right?
In May, yeah.
What inspired that it was like an album, right? Too,
It was it
or
was it was it was two songs, so not a
like,
single, but more
yeah,
like a double, I guess we
yeah,
can
double,
call
yeah.
it. But yeah, it pretty much just represented what I was kind of dealing with and going through like as a person at that time. You know, it's more aggressive, it's more up tempo, and that's just kind of where I was at the time.
Definitely delivered that message though.
A hundred
Yeah.
percent. Yeah, I was very, you know, the title of the project was called Evolve, and it was pretty much just reflecting on how everything's changed. You know, as an individual, as an artist, just dealing with like different things in life. But what was dope is like with that change, I felt not necessarily angry, but kind of like I had a mood towards it of like, okay, let's get it. You know, like I'm ready. I'm
Yeah.
ready for whatever it is. But it was kind of like towards like kind of an aggressive side a little bit.
Exactly.
And so I was thinking like, how can I portray that without coming out and being like, okay, let's get it. You know.
Mhm.
And so the way of doing that was really just kind of more up tempo sounds. You still have some lyrics every now and then that make you think.
I'm not
But
gonna lie, that tone that you were in, like it definitely suits you, bro.
I
Like
love that.
I was jamming to it on the
Hell
way here. I
yeah.
was like, that definitely suits you.
I
So,
love that. Thank you. But
what do you consider yourself now? Like, I guess in the genre that you're in, music wise.
it's so right now I'm headed more towards it's like a pop rap kind of like house blend. It's still very much so up tempo, but it's feel good music at the same time. It's something that people can vibe to in the car. You know, if you're on the lake and stuff like that, I'm sure you'll love it. Something that people can smoke to.
It's catchy. That's the
Catchy,
thing.
yeah, catchy, exactly, yeah. It's a little bit of radio presence, but at the same time, I'm kind of walking a thin line between like, it's not necessarily for the radio, but you could
Yeah.
hear it on the radio just because it has that catchy aspect of things.
Exactly.
So I'm super excited about that. I think it's gonna hit the audience I want it to hit. But more than anything, it's just, it just suits me better. You know, I'm just very much so myself. I'm very comfortable.
You sounded comfortable.
Hell
Yeah.
yeah. But it's like to the point where I'll be like recording it, it'll almost feel too easy because of how simple and how easy it comes. But it's weird because like in a creative process, I complicated things for so long to where eventually you kind of realize like, okay, simplicity is the way to go, especially if it displays who you really are as an individual.
Exactly.
Um,
Because sometimes you tend to like overthink things, or
yeah.
I don't know if it's just because like maybe you hear the same song over and over and you're trying to figure out like what it's missing. And
Right.
sometimes you got to step out a little bit
A
and,
hundred,
and
no,
rehear it.
100%. Yeah, you gotta take a step back and think like, okay, is this really me? Because if you put something out and it's not you, you gotta go promote. You gotta put yourself in a position of whatever it's supposed to portray.
Exactly.
That's exhausting. Like trying to be somebody that's not you and portray that image to everybody else. Not only are you lying to everybody, but you're lying to yourself too,
Exactly.
and it's exhausting. You know, people like I feel like that's how a lot of people kind of, I don't want to say fall off, but have a hard time with themselves. Is like at the end of the day, especially with the music that I'm about to release and everything that's coming, I can put it out having full confidence. I can look myself in the mirror and be like, okay, this is you. You're either
Yeah.
gonna fuck with it or you're not gonna fuck with it. But either way, it's cool because it's me.
Exactly.
You know, I don't want people to fuck with a version of myself that's not me.
Exactly.
Because then I gotta live up to that. I don't know. It's exhausting.
And I know you said falling back. Do you feel like I know we were talking earlier, like I said, the difference in your quality, your pictures, your videos, and all that. Do you feel like you had to fall off a little bit to kind of get to that point, or what inspired you to that shift?
It took so with transition in general, I struggle with transition, like just in life and art and everything, and that's something I'm still working on. But I think yeah, I mean it was definitely a transition. It's a lot more planning that goes into it and things like that. But at the end of the day, I think that's something that I'm built for. That's something that I'm willing to do, and it's all part of the process.
Because I feel like that how I see it too is that you have to have like mentally you got to be ready for that shift too.
Yes.
Because a lot of the times I feel like people are not ready to make that change within themselves, but I feel like that's one of them is first getting yourself first, like mentally there and where you want to go with your path, and then pushing it through like that.
100%, and that takes time. You know that takes a lot of time. That's why like you'll see great artists, you know, kind of take that step back for a while, and you know that they're developing and they're working on certain things.
Exactly.
And for me as an artist, I know what that's like, so that gets me excited, you know, because I know once an artist kind of takes that step back, they're gonna come out usually with their best work that's more according to themselves. You got to do a lot of soul searching sometimes and really, you know, make sure that what you're doing is according to you at the quality that it needs to be at in order to portray what you're trying to portray. And there's a process to that, but when you get it right, it hits a certain spot in people that, you know, nothing else really does. And I think that's what really makes an artist great, is their ability to portray who they are in a high quality way. And people kind of latch onto that and relate to that. So you just got to stay consistent with that. I think it's all you can really ask for as an artist.
Exactly. Yeah, no, seeing you shift it's been incredible. Like,
I
I'm not gonna lie,
love
like
I love that. Thank you.
Yeah, I like the drive that I see in you. A lot of artists here around that we have don't really, like, they have the drive, but like I feel like you have a plan with that drive, and that's always the best way to have. How do you stay motivated, like, with music and stuff? 'Cause, you know, there's so many times where I know you probably like.
You said, "Fuck that! I ain't trying to go to the studio today."
I mean, to be honest, I still have days like that, you know.
Exactly.
Everybody does, but I guess what keeps me motivated is really two things. Like, I have an amazing team around me. Like, I have a group of people around me that are all doing what they're called to do. You know, they know what their position is. They understand that their position in all of this is honestly more important than what my position is in all of this, and they're really dedicated to helping me portray whatever my vision is. And I think that's something a lot of artists don't have. So really, that's a shout out to D Cook. It's a shout out to all the video guys that I'm with, Gotti, on the engineering side, the production side. But really, the other kind of part of that is I'm doing what I'm called to do. You know, I'm doing exactly what it is that I'm on this planet to do, and there's never a doubt in my mind of I'm gonna get to where I'm supposed to go. It's just a matter of time. and it's just about outlasting, you know, those days where I feel like, damn, I don't really feel like recording today, or I have writer's block, or I don't want to shoot this content, or I don't want to do that. It's just kind of reminding myself and having the right people around me to remind me also, like, this is what you're called to do. The plan set ahead of you. Execute, do the work. You know what they say faith without works is dead. So it's just about doing the work, and then really just trusting God, trusting the people around me to honor that, and things will fall into place.
Because I feel like I've been seeing this recently, and I don't know if it's just me with like today's generation, where kids are lost with, I talk to a lot of them and they say, I want to do this, and that's what they want to do, but they fall on that little track where they don't believe in the plan, and that's
Right.
where they fuck up. I personally
Yeah.
think they fuck up. They don't believe in their plan.
No, 100%.
And it's like, how can somebody believe, like, for example, you want to be a music artist, but you don't believe it yourself?
You can't.
So,
And kind of to touch on what you're saying too, people right now want a lot of instant gratification, especially as an artist. You know, they want to put a song out or work on something, drop it, and then everybody just fall in love with it. But there's so much kind of dirty work. There's so much behind the scenes work that goes into it. It's a lot of delayed gratification. And, you know, a lot of times you'll see certain things like pop off really quickly. And, you know, as an artist, you can kind of fall into kind of the hype around it a little bit. And, you know, nothing that comes easy is going to last. And so that's kind of the mindset that I've had to have recently is, yeah, there's a lot of challenges. There's a lot of, you know, roadblocks around the way, but it's more about kind of outliving those and just continuing to work towards what it is you're trying to do and understanding it's not going to be an immediate, you know, reaction. It's going to take consistency and a lot of hard work. And doing hard work consistently is difficult. I think that's where a lot of people go wrong.
yeah,
Is not being able to do that.
exactly. What do you, I'm just curious, like, is there anything that scares you whenever you make it? Like, anything that scares you whenever you're up there?
Hell yeah. No, yeah.
think
Absolutely.
about?
Yes.
Because I've been seeing
Absolutely.
I don't know if you saw, there's a clip. It's this girl who has, like, walking the red carpet, and she, I think she has, like, an image of God or something on her clothes.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people are talking about how a lot of artists are selling their souls and stuff like that. Like, is that something that you ever think about, get, like, scared about, or not necessarily?
If you ever get hit up by the Illuminati, you take them off.
No, yeah, no, none of those calls yet. But no, in terms of that, I think I'm so rooted in who I am, and I'm sure everybody believes this to some extent, but I'm so rooted in who I am, and the people around me know who I am very well, and they keep me rooted in that. To where, like, am I scared of it? No, because I know who I am, I know where I belong. Is that something that I'm prepared for? Absolutely. I think everybody that I'm with, I mean, not on no Illuminati shit, you know what I'm saying? But figuring out, you know, like dealing with like certain temptations I might deal with, or, you know, kind of swaying away from who I am, which.
You got a girl?
Hell yeah.
Okay.
I do, yeah.
That's good.
That's funny. That's funny. But
When you said temptations, I was gonna say something.
No, yeah.
But
trying to bust nobody.
But again, even when it comes to that, it's like, I feel like, yeah, that could be an easy temptation, unless that's also somebody who keeps you rooted in who you are and helps you with your goals. I'm a big believer in, like, if you can keep a woman around that really drives you to who you're supposed to be and keeps you on the right path, I think that's an amazing gift.
Yeah.
It's just kind of deciphering whether or not they're really doing that. But I've been blessed with that so far. So
That's good.
But yeah, I think just keeping the right people around you, I think, is gonna help anybody. I know it's helped me kind of navigate all of that. So just staying true to who I am, and, you know, just living out who I am, giving the message that I want to give unapologetically, just being me, and
Exactly.
having the right people around me who believe in that. So
Do you feel like you get more love or more hate from the city?
the city's weird. the city's weird when it comes to all of that. I think.
Why is that? Why do you say that?
Well, I think I get more love, at least to my face. What they say behind the scenes, I don't really care about. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, because, you know, you have a lot of people who are like, show love to your face, and then behind closed doors they say something else, and you kind of question what their intention was you know, kind of the whole time. But I don't want to give my energy to that because again, it doesn't really. It doesn't.
Don't take you nowhere.
It doesn't take you anywhere. Yeah,
Yeah.
it doesn't take you anywhere. Yeah. It's a lot of people who focus on that and lose themselves because of that. I just don't. I don't even want to present that opportunity. So
No, yeah, for sure.
yeah.
Do you feel like you've ever had any beef though? Like since
No.
the time? No. Okay.
No beef. I don't. To be honest, I don't care enough to have beef with people. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
good, though.
There's
That's good.
nobody. There's not really anybody that I consider like. I'm sure people feel the same way towards me, but there's not anybody like notable enough that would want to have beef with me that would. Like, you know what I'm saying? Kind of
Yeah.
trigger that kind of reaction. Like, oh,
Exactly.
it's not like a Drake and Kendrick type stage where they're on a world stage. Like, we got to defend our careers and stuff. It's like nobody wants to hear me hop on a diss track or beef with another artist around here. We haven't made it yet. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to focus on making it first. And then you can save all of that for later. But even then, later, I probably won't be on that either. I'm happy. You know what I'm saying? I don't
You
want
just seem humble.
I mean,
just genuinely humble.
yeah, because I haven't, like I was saying, I haven't made it yet. I haven't accomplished what it is that I want to do. So having beef with somebody or arguing, you know, any of that stuff, it just takes away from what it is I'm trying to do. I'm just trying to edify things that take me in the right direction. So I'm cool.
Not
on all
entertaining that.
No,
Yeah,
no
bro.
way. No way.
What goals do you have for this year?
This year, I really want to pretty much just be more consistent with everything that I'm doing. Previous years, the goal was upgrading quality. Like, you know, like we've talked about, we've done that. So now it's about just being consistent, executing on that. In terms of like creatively, I want to continue to make myself uncomfortable. I think that that's a super important thing. I think that's how you grow as an artist, as an individual. Just put myself in uncomfortable situations. But yeah, I mean, that's really my goal. In terms of numbers and everything like that, I don't like to place goals on numbers.
Yeah.
I think there's so much that's out of my control when it comes to that. And so I think placing like a real goal on that's kind of counterproductive.
But you have like, I'm not gonna lie, I be looking at like Spotify numbers. You have like 143K
something like that. Yeah.
That's crazy though, bro. It's exciting.
No, absolutely. And I do my best to not get caught up in that and not really pay attention to that. Cause like I said, I didn't set off when I first started making music. I didn't start making music with the intention of, oh, I'm gonna make a song, it's gonna pop off, I'm gonna have X amount of listeners. That's cool and all, but you know, my career is not gonna end with 143,000 monthly listeners.
Exactly.
You know, I'm not where I want to be yet.
Exactly.
So me giving a lot of energy towards that's kind of, you know, it doesn't do anything for me.
I mean, I want to give you props because from the time that we've had you to now, you've nothing but elevated yourself. Like,
I appreciate that.
And like we were talking, consistency is hard, and it's only a few people who have that. So
right.
So yeah, no.
No, 100%.
So have you been? I know we were at one of your performance with Ontario Ray.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were there.
Yeah, hell yeah. No, I remember.
I
remember that. Yeah, y'all were real close to the front. That was
that
was a hell
stage
of a
presence that you got there too, bro. Keep doing it.
Thank you.
Keep doing it.
Yeah, thank you.
Keep doing that.
Thank you very much.
You be practicing, rehearsing, or just not come I don't know why I'm saying too much, but does it come natural?
I mean, with performances, it's interesting. Obviously, you practice a little bit. You have like a walkthrough and things like that before the show. That's more to make sure that like the set list, everything's sounding right. When it comes down to it, though, like the energy that you get from the crowd, I mean, you can't really necessarily prepare for that. It kind of just it takes you over in a way, and it gives you that little boost that, you know, you just kind of. You kind of live for it when you're on a stage. I hate getting off stage.
I'm not gonna lie.
I want to keep going.
Stage is like another thing that you got to prepare for too. I realize that a lot of artists, there's like, you know, I seen Asia. She does a lot of dancing, which a lot of breathing control for that. And then I saw the Mexican OT on a video, and he was talking about that. Sometimes when the crowds are dead, you gotta just learn how to flow or kind of maybe switch it up and kind of catch them with something and make them laugh or keep it going. So,
yeah, and I mean that show that you guys were at was lit. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, it was.
Everybody was lit.
Yeah, like that was lit. But I did a lot of shows before that where, you know, it'd be like 10, 12 people in a crowd, and you can really do one of two things with that. You can either be like, what am I here for? You know, like kind of get down on yourself, like I feel like I'm wasting my time. I'm not as appreciated as I should be. This, that, and the third. But at that point, there's 10 to 12 people in a crowd that you're letting down. Those could be your lifelong fans, your lifelong supporters. Mm-hmm. So at that point, it's got to be a more intimate performance. You got to kind of speak directly to these people, I think that'll go a long way. I mean, those will be the first people that buy merch, you know what I'm saying? Wait in line for your next shows that stay with you throughout your whole career. And those shows where I've had 10 to 12 people, they've done exactly that. Because instead of getting down on myself and being like, man, I feel like my value's higher than this, you know, this, that, and the third, I kind of took it upon myself to be like, okay, well, I'm going to give these 10 to 12 people a hell of a show. And I think because I focused on doing that, you know, they stuck around. They've come to all the shows since then. So it's really easy as an artist to get down on yourself. But I think, especially when that kind of thing happens, but you got to realize, like, it's a process to everything. You can't just do a show, you know, not necessarily promote it the right way, especially as a new artist, and then think, okay, this is what my value is. I'm getting down on myself. You gotta
keep pushing.
Exactly. You know, like it was one time I had a show. I think it was like, yeah, like 10 to 12 people there. I like closed my eyes for like parts of it, and I'm just picturing an arena. You know,
Yeah.
because it's like I don't. If I can, you know, picture myself in an arena setting and put on that type of show, you know, these 10 to 12 people are about to have a hell of a time. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So, yeah, I think it's all a mind thing.
I'm wondering, what does your schedule look like on a day-to-day? Like, because I know with music, it's like you have those days where you don't want to, you know, you don't want to make music. So what does your schedule look like?
Days when I don't want to make music, I try not to force myself to do things creatively when I'm not feeling it. To an extent.
Yeah.
You know, like obviously sometimes some days you're not feeling it, you got to push through, but I feel like that's how a lot of burnout happens. And so, you know, days when I'm not necessarily feeling it, I'll do a lot of writing. I'll go through, you know, beats and things like that. I'll still try to find a way to be as productive as I can be. But yeah, I mean, you can't sit down and record a hit song every day.
Exactly.
You know, nobody really does that.
Do you ever have those days where you just rot away?
Yes. Hell yeah. No, yes, 100%. Those days are hard, especially when you have a couple of those days in a row.
Yeah.
Which, at least for me, that's kind of how it goes. It kind of comes in waves, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, no, absolutely.
What about planning throughout the year? How far do you plan out through the year?
So that's something that's changed. In the past, it's kind of, we did a lot of things without having like a real set direction, and a lot of that was because I was still figuring out kind of who I am.
Mm-hmm.
And so obviously with that, plans change, especially if you go back to what I was saying earlier. If you're trying to portray an image of yourself that you're not, it's hard to stay consistent, especially with plans. It's
Exactly.
like 1 month you'll be feeling a certain way, and then the next month it's something different. It's like, damn, now I got to go put myself in the shoes I was a month ago, but I've grown since then. So the cool thing now is we've kind of figured a lot of that out, did some real, like I was saying earlier, some real soul searching. So now we have a plan. It's like, what, 6 to 9 months in advance. So now it's just about executing that. But I think that's something I'm super excited about. So
Yeah, no, definitely. I was like, well, everybody has those days, so I don't know. What do we do? What do you be doing on your days?
What?
When you just feel like shit, you don't want to do nothing.
When I do, I've only had those a couple of times, and every time I did have those, it was weird. Like when I just don't have nothing going on.
right.
I gotta go to like the gym to like retune myself back in.
The gym is a fantastic way to do that. It's the fantastic way to do that. Really go push yourself to the limit, physically and mentally. I think that's, yeah. I mean, it's a great way to kind of clear your mind.
Exactly.
A lot of the times where I kind of fall into ruts or I'm not feeling like inspired, I'll go to the gym. I'll get outside. Getting outside super important. You know, you lock yourself in a studio. You ain't got a whole lot of sunlight. You know, everything's soundproof. It's constant noise all the time. I think, you know, if you really want inspiration, like go outside, take a walk, go to the gym, see people. You know, put yourself out there a little bit. That's when I get the most inspired.
This is a random question, but where do you get the most support when it comes to like, is it here in Kansas City or because I know you have access to that, right? To see which.
Yeah. Are you talking in terms of like listeners or
listeners.
So Kansas City's up there. It's really a lot of the big music cities, which is super dope. Kansas City's up there, LA's up there, Chicago, St. Louis a little bit too, Denver, kind of all over the place. I'm sure I'm forgetting.
What about
something,
outside of
but-
the U.S.? You got
outside of the
You got some
U.S.
rubs?
Outside of the U.S. Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. Mexico City, actually, funny enough, has
Really?
been
That's
like
crazy.
really, yeah.
I could see
they've
that though.
Yeah.
they've really been tuning in. Outside of the U.S., that's the highest. Italy, Italy as well has been. I've gotten, I've gotten like a handful of messages from people from there, like, yo, I love you. Like every time I like drop music, like somebody from Italy or around there will like hit my DM and be like, yo, I love this song. Like,
That's
so
probably like the best feeling right there, though.
it's crazy, like it's so crazy, especially coming from Kansas City. I feel so stuck sometimes. But like the fact that people across the world are taking their time listening to me is amazing. But not only that, like the fact that it resonates with them, I mean, it's mind blowing.
It's crazy,
Yeah, it's
though.
mind blowing. So
You
but, yeah.
planning on doing any merch or anything anything
Yeah,
like that?
so that's something that, coming up with the project. I have super talented dude working on that. His name's Earl. He's awesome. So yeah, I think merch is definitely coming. That's something I also want to take my time with. No disrespect to anybody who has merch, but I want to do things like I want to make pieces.
Mm-hmm.
I want to make sure that it matches it portrays with the message that I want to send, and really kind of capitalizes on being creative with everything. Obviously that takes time. But yeah, that's something that I'm really looking forward to.
That's good, no,
For sure.
but I mean, we were excited to have you today because I know
Hell yeah.
we've been trying to work, but things happen for a reason. Because I mean, we're here now.
100%.
I had talked about that quality, the videos, the music, all that's going good for you, and we wish you nothing but the best. My bad, I'm over here stuttering.
No, it's all
Yeah.
good. Yeah.
Before
no.
we go, was there a certain topic that you wanted to talk about that you were like coming in here
Maybe yeah.
beforehand that you were like?
I think.
You think we covered
I
everything?
think we hit all of it. D, where you at?
I think we did straight.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that was all. Yeah, you guys,
Sure.
you guys are awesome,
Alright.
for real. Thank you guys.
It was pretty easy to follow, son.
No, yeah, that was
But
awesome.
yeah, thank you so much for your time. We really appreciate it. We can't wait to see what the next year's got for you.
Hell yeah.
We're definitely gonna be there for the next shows you throw. But if you guys want to follow him, where can they follow you?
DMAD.wav. It's all platforms. It's everywhere. You want to stream the music? It's DMAD, DMAD, all caps. You can find it wherever you listen to music. But appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Sounds good. But yeah, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you guys leave a like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the next one.
Hell
Peace
yeah.
out.